Hello, welcome to Destiny Digits. This is going to be a life path reading for life path number 7. Sevens, you guys are the seekers. You are very gifted at going within and being introspective. Those are some of the high vibrations that you carry. And when you're operating on kind of like the lower end of your energies, you can become self-centered. So it's introspection versus self-centered. Are you going in to see a bigger, clearer picture about all involved and the whole situation? Or are you going within to find a way to advance yourself, even at the detriment of others? All right, so first I'm going to pull 3 cards from this oracle deck. I think it's Sacred Destiny by Denise Lynn. And then I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Numerology Deck that I created. Thank you. First card is Thriving. Thriving. That's a very positive message. So whatever it is you are involved in, or whatever it is you are pursuing, working on, first message from Spirit is saying that you are where you need to be, doing exactly what you need to be doing, and you are thriving. Sometimes it's hard to know the success or the progress that we're making, but confirmation is always good. So you are thriving. I got a little bit too many. Oh, there's one. So we got thriving. We have embracing. So far, so good. I'm going to move these up a little. All right. So far, these seem to be things that you need to be doing. This is about action and movement. These aren't really cards that require reflection. These are cards that require you to do something. So thriving talks about something that you are involved in that is progressing forward. Embracing talks about the way that you need to look at or think about situations, experiences, people that you are involved with. You have to embrace the situation in totality in order to see it progress forward. And then lastly, we have power. So we have thriving, embracing, and power. So I think that you all are learning your own strength and you're really tapping into your abilities. Embracing all aspects of yourself. And if you can do that in a way that's holistic and authentic to you, you can only go up. And at the bottom, we have purification. So purification talks about cleansing ourselves and kind of giving ourselves a nice deep bath. I mean, it could be physically, but it could also be washing our mind, washing the words, washing, the style of vocabulary, just really cleaning ourselves through and through, so that we can prepare for this next phase. And it looks like you guys are going into a new phase of yourself. All right. So this is the numerology deck, and these just have positive and, high and low vibrations for all the numbers. So next to thriving, you have nurturing and stable. That is the high vibration of number 6. Right? Okay. Now I like to pull 3 from the oracle, 3 from the numerology, and then I like to do a 9-card back spread using tarot. And I just like to see how the cards kind of talk to each other. So we'll get 2 more of these. We will review what's on the bottom, and then we'll move in. Perfect. We got 2. Next to embracing, we have ambitious and determined, high vibrations of 1. And then next to power, we have a low vibration of 5, ever-changing, indiscriminate, and rebellious. So I think this is telling us how to use our energy and our power for good. We don't want to squander all of our goodness away. And then at the bottom of that deck, we have a low vibration of 2, overly sensitive and withdrawn. So that could be something that we have to purify. Um, um, so we need to be able to, whatever the situation is, whether it's a relationship or a project or a job, it can any life experience. These are energies, and so you can apply this anywhere. And so Spirit could be saying to really give yourself a deep cleanse and step into the situation with both feet. Sometimes if we withdraw or we're overly sensitive, those are like ways that we protect ourselves from being disappointed, right? But we did have that power card, so it is going to take all of you. And you have to embrace all aspects, even the parts of situations that may make you a little nervous or fearful, or people who kind of make you feel uneasy. They're just as necessary in this journey. And then that's when that's when you can really push forward and see your advancement. All right, so first tarot card we got is the Page of Swords. This is kind of like the card that represents seeking truth and seeking clarity. So pages, knights, kings, and queens, those are the court cards. But they all represent different aspects of mastery or of the journey towards mastery. The Five of Pentacles. And pages are kind of like that initial urge. I had to flip over. I'll take both. Knight of Cups. Devil. Pages are like that initial urge to find something out, to discover something. It's like having an itch. And then the knights move beyond that, and they are pursuing that itch. And then the kings and queens have mastered whatever that initial spark or desire was that first showed up in the page. I got some tricky energies going on here. So we have the Devil, Seven of Cups, Seven of Swords. All right. Alrighty. And let's get our last row, and then we'll get to reading. We have the Moon under the Devil. Okay. And we'll pull two more to finish out our 9-card box spread. There is some power in this spread, I'm telling you. We got the Five of Wands. Last one, the King of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Cups. All right, sevens. Let's talk about it. So with the 9-card box spread, I typically begin in the middle. This kind of talks about the current reality. This talks about where we came from or what we brought to the situation. And then the top row can talk about what we're being pushed to do, what we'd like to do. Suggestions, or, we'll have to just decode it as we go. All right. So the overall energy is Five of Cups. Five of Cups is when we have 5 cups. Cups talk about our emotional state, our heart space. And so in the bottom of the deck image, there's a figure who is really fixated on these 3 cups that have spilt over. Now behind them, they have 2 cups standing, but those 2 cups really don't hold any significance. I think what is pulling on the energy most is what has been lost, what has been wasted, what has been squandered. And so to start the reading, we'll keep that energy in mind. So what is causing that feeling of loss, of regret, of remorse, of grief? What is putting us there? Well, at the center of the spread, we have the Seven of Cups. So it seems to be consistent that this situation could have been sparked by something emotional that you were going through, something that you possibly had tied your heart to. Doesn't have to be love; it can be anything. Um, and so we begin with, looking at options that we believe we have, options, suitable options, right? And remember, seven, this is your number, and this is a Seven of Cups. So this is a version of being introspective, going within and really like pondering what we have available to us. And remember, this is almost like being in your mental space, because these cups haven't yet turned into anything tangible. They're not on the ground. Like you actually have to pick them up. But this is just kind of like the space of thinking, like about your choices. This could be the illusion of choice. Maybe you don't have as many choices, but nonetheless, in your mind, you feel that you have a lot of good choices that could prove to be beneficial to you in some way. Now, to the left of these choices, we have the devil. And so the devil talks about toxicity. It could be a person, place, or thing. It could be something that you are attached to that does not bring out the best version of yourself, right? It could be a person. That's a relationship, whether it be family, business, doesn't matter, friend. It could be a place, putting yourself in places and spaces and environments that are just toxic. That could be a workplace. Or, a place where you like to socialize. And then thing, that could be like an actual toxic something that you feel, tied to in some way. That could be a drug. It could be any type of habit that has crossed a boundary to the point where it is doing more harm than good for you, right? So you're making choices, and to the left of the choices, we have this energy of toxicity. And to the right of these choices, we have the Seven of Swords. Now, this card doesn't always have to be an energy of stealing, lying, deceiving. Sometimes it could be disarming what was set out to harm you. Or it could be moving behind the scenes in a way that is very secret and private, because you don't want to alert everybody as to what you're doing, the direction you're going in. You just want to kind of be in a low-key space, right? You just want to operate in a very low-key way. So we have toxicity, choices, moving in silence or secrecy, or it could be, some type of deception, deceit, lies, something stolen that you went through. We'll keep digging in. Now, to the left of this, we have ambitious and determined. And, that's a high vibration of one. Ones are very independent people. So when they make choices, they tend to govern themselves. They don't need a lot of background advice or opinions from others. And then we also have embracing. So I think that we can read this row as that, you are determined to choose something that maybe rids you of this loss and regret, or you are considering how to get yourself out of a space, out of an energy that once felt like loss, regret, remorse, or grief. And so you are pushing forward into a new space, but you have definitely accepted whatever came before that really just didn't feel good and left you disappointed. And now you may be moving in a way that is protecting you, right? The less people that know what you're doing, where you're going, or why you're doing it, that's the less influence that can kind of thwart you off your path. So if you are determined to move in a certain direction, and if you're using your ambition, you are embracing where you came from, that dark toxicity, and all the, these cups can be opinions, that left you kind of like in this space of loss. And now you're deciding, you know what, I'm gonna do it a different way. And that's really what sevens are about. They're about going within and deciding what works best for them by considering everything that came before the choice that they now have to make. So what's under the devil we have is the moon. And the moon talks about things that are not apparent to us. So these could be things in our subconscious that lay dormant. These could be things that are hidden from us. It could be secrets that people are hiding. So I feel like in this situation, there was something hidden from you. And if you had known that the devil energy was tied to the information hidden, I think you would have chosen differently. That probably could have helped you navigate this space of loss and regret, right? And so something about this toxic connection, this link, this thing that you were in, it was not apparent to you as you were choosing, right? And so your choices under this choice or this illusion of choice or these people with all their opinions, their whatever, we have Five of Wands, which can talk about like a battle or a competition or just like, a lot of energies conflicting, conflict, going against each other. And so you could be in this energy of the King of Wands, which is very passionate. And, these are warriors. And so you are deciding now that you are going to move in a way that nurtures you and not the opinions of others. I think this could have been a situation where you probably put others before you, or you considered the opinions, the feelings of others. And I think that left you not being true and authentic to yourself. So there were secrets about some type of conflict going on. Something was hidden about a conflict. And this King of Wands is now understanding the truth about what was taking place. So we have a low vibration of 5, ever changing, indiscriminate, rebellious. And then we have power. So in this situation, I think that in the past, you potentially could have misused your own power, probably by giving it to others or not establishing boundaries, right? And it caused conflicts. There were secrets. It was a lot that could have been avoided, but it was necessary because it taught you how to establish boundaries and how to advance yourself in a way that is true to you, and kind of silencing out the noise from others. And so Spirit is saying that this situation that you went through that wasn't really obvious to begin with, it really was about how you need to use your power and your energy, right? How you need to discriminate about what you listen to, who you allow in your space, who you allowed around you. And so your power is everything. That is what drives you, right? And so as you consider where you've been, now it's about embracing the way that situation played out, right? Whether it's you sneaking away to do something different or whether somebody actually took and stole something from you, or whether you chose something that ended up, making you feel like you were robbed in some way. Spirit is saying, embrace this situation. This situation told you about how to no longer misuse your power. So embrace it. Allow it to spark your ambition. Allow it to shape how you are going to be determined in the future about moving forward, right? So now that takes us to the top row. We have a high vibration of 6, which talks about being nurturing and being stable. So this, this conflict, this toxic energy, this not really making, deciding on a choice, all of this looks like instability. But that was necessary to get you to this final phase, which is thriving. So we have the Page of Swords. And this is like, speaking the truth, desiring the truth, seeking it out, whether it's hidden from you or not. This is just like, okay, like I need to discover what I don't know, right? Like it is necessary for me to understand, the choice that I made or something hidden, something not known to you, you are pushing through. And you were discovering something. You were discovering something that eventually, hurt you in some kind of way. But you came to the realization that that was necessary, right? And this could be in any situation. And so this Page of Swords energy is like pretty much what was hidden from me was something toxic. Now I'm realizing that I need to take this energy on. I need to face it. I need to chase the truth. I need to fight for clarity, whether it's given to me or not. And then, above these choices, we have being left out in the cold. And so potentially, a choice was made, or an option was given to you, or somebody chose something over you, and it made you feel almost abandoned, right? And this seven of swords above that is a Knight of Cups, and that's kind of like the knight in shining armor. And so you could be finding out the truth that someone who walked away from you, that you initially thought was presenting something stable and honorable to you, you could have found out that it really wasn't what it was all cracked up to be, right? But this is necessary. This is necessary for your future relationships or connections. And I'll just say relationships, because really life is all relationships, whether it's with someone at the post office, someone you work with, someone you're intimate with, someone that holds a door for you for 3 seconds at a fast food place. Like it's all about those exchanges, no matter how they last. But it seems like there was an exchange that you had that really left you grieving. And if you would have known what you now know, you would have established your own space differently. And so this is where the purification comes in, right? Something has really tainted your heart space. Something has tainted your mind. And Spirit is saying it's time to purify. And as you move forward, don't be so harmed by what happened that you are overly sensitive to all situations that have still yet to come, right? Because sometimes we're guarded. That's like that 9 of Wands energy. Sometimes we've just endured so much that when we are getting into new experiences, people, places, things, it doesn't matter. We are overly sensitive. We're almost waiting for the deceit to come. We're waiting to be disappointed, and like we're kind of hesitant to go into situations with others with like both feet in, because we have a tendency to feel like what we just left is actually going to resurface. You're just the same situation with a different face, and so we tend to withdraw. And so Spirit is saying, please purge from this experience all that does not suit you, but maintain whatever it was you were supposed to understand. And it seems like you needed to understand boundaries and how to use your energy and your authenticity when you are choosing situations in life. Make sure you are choosing things based on a healthy a healthy vibration. Make sure you're choosing something that reflects your best self, right? And sometimes if things are not known, then they're just not known to us. But when you find out the truth, the way you move on from that is really going to set you up for your next experience. So cleanse yourself. It takes a while to move through grief. Especially when we've been done wrong. It takes a while. There's no time frame that anyone can give you. But as you move through it, be mindful of how you think about it. Don't just, regurgitate the events of this situation again and again, because that's not purifying. So it's okay to bring up the thought, but cleanse yourself of that, right? Because you have the ability to turn around and there are 2 more cups behind you, which means that there are more opportunities and possibilities to come. But those 3 cups had to fall over so that once you turn around to the 2 still standing, you understand who you are, what you are worth, what your value is, what you are capable of, what you desire, and sometimes you have to be essentially robbed and misled in order to know what will not work for you and what you're looking for, right? So nurture yourself. You will thrive even if this feels like total devastation, and regain your stability because that's totally in the cards for you. Essentially, love on yourself in ways that others may not have, and prepare for the 2 cups that you still have an opportunity to embrace. All right, sevens. That one was a little heavy, but I totally believe in you. Thank you for stopping by. Take care.